Rambling Hour with Lisa, live, season 5, episode 11. We're almost done season 5. I hope everybody's well. Let's see where to begin. I showered and got myself ready for today so that I feel good and look good, and not the normal sweatpants and everything that I was in last week like normal, but I still haven't done my workout, so I will have to change after I'm done my live. And yeah, it's nice to see myself done up and my hair down, because again, I have my hair up in pony, and and guess what? I'm on time today. Yay, that's different. My hair is getting long again as well after I burnt it off by accident. So yeah, I hope everyone is good. There's no specific theme this week, but I thought I would use our awesome curtains that me and Steve dyed to look this amazing. We both love them, and he says he didn't even like them before we dyed them because they were his curtains before, but we dyed them gray. And I love the way they came out. So I thought I would use that as a background, kind of like a little bit of a talk show kind of looking thing, right? Again, so, and this is my fuzzy blanket. I love this blanket. It's actually a dog blanket, but it's blue on this side, but it's just the perfect size to keep my legs warm because I'm an old lady and because I have problems with my legs. So yeah, it's like it looks like denim, but it's not denim. It's just material. But it's really fluffy on this side, so it makes it look more like snow, I guess. And covering my office chair. I have this is my office chair, like for my desk, but I have it out here for Erica sits on it when she plays Xbox with the family. We are sorting out the Christmas gifts and stuff. The kids have some money to spend on electronics, so Thomas bought himself a new TV, so his TV is going to Aurora. And then the TV that Aurora's using is Allison's from before, when Allison shared a room with them. And then so then we'll get a TV for Erica up in the room, and then Erica's Xbox can go up there, and then she doesn't have to play in the living room anymore. But as it is right now, she plays with this. So yeah, and I put I haven't put away the Christmas decorations yet because the older kids, Owen and his boyfriend Bobby, and Amy and her fiance James, they haven't been able to come over for Christmas yet, so we still have their presents under the tree. And with COVID being around, both Amy and James actually, and then Erica here at our house have had COVID over the Christmas season, so we didn't get the big family Christmas or with the older kids. So the tree's still up. The presents for them are the presents from them to us, and the presents from us to them are under the tree. So I thought when they come over, when we can get together, hopefully in the next week or so, then it just feels better with the Christmas tree up and feeling like still like Christmas for us. So anyways, because I haven't put the decorations away, not that I took very many out this year anyways, this is one of the little wintry decoration things. Oh yeah, I was gonna turn it on for the live, but I didn't want to waste the batteries because I'm cheap like that. So there you go. Yeah, Erica had COVID as well. No, that wasn't a typo. That was true that Erica had COVID. Me and Steve and Erica went for PCR tests, and mine and Steve's came back negative because her home test tested positive, and then so we went for PCR tests, and mine and Steve's were negative and Erica's was positive. So she basically lived in the living room and in her bed for whatever it was, however many days, and then she missed one day of school because when school went back in, she was testing negative, but she had to wait so many days before she could go back to school. So yeah, she just lived in the living room, and we would close the door and avoid her and stay away from her just so none of us would catch it. So yeah, out of the family, we know for sure that Erica has had COVID. The rest of us, as far as we know, have not had it ever, that we've tested positive for. So that is, yeah. She was ill for a bit. It was more like a flu. She wasn't too bad. So the symptoms only lasted about maybe 3 or 4 days, but 2 that were bad. Yeah, Erica has had her first vaccination because she's 13, so she had her first one. But the stupid thing was that, especially the one in Middlewich here, is a walkthrough one, and so you don't even have to make an appointment. And right before Christmas, I was gonna take all 3 girls to get their second vaccination because they're all ready to get it, and then I was gonna go for my third, my booster, and I was gonna go before Christmas. Okay, sorry about that. So anyways, I was going to take all 3 of them to get their second shot, me to get my booster shot right before Christmas, because they were off on holidays, and it's walkthrough, so I could just walk through and we could, you know, get them done. But then I thought, well, I don't really want to be ill for Christmas, even though we're having a small Christmas, so I'll go on the 27th, like right after Christmas, we'll get them done. But then Erica tested positive on Christmas Day for COVID. So now me and Allison and Aurora should still go and get our next jabs. But Erica, I think, I have to look it up exactly, but you have to wait so many weeks after you've been positive with COVID before you can get your next vaccination. So yeah, luckily she had 1 vaccination. Otherwise it could have been worse for for her getting it. But I don't know why I just stopped talking. I was waiting to hear somebody else talk. But there's nobody here. It's only comments. I mean, there is other people in the house, but Steve's going out to play cards tonight with his mates. And what else? So, yes, I said I haven't done my workout. Okay, so adoption papers. Not everybody knows, but we talked about adoption a few weeks ago. I've been meaning to work on the papers for months. And so, okay, I got everything done. I got all the papers done, and so they have to be in before Allison turns 18, and she turns 18 on January 13th. I got that in. The only thing that might what's the word I'm looking for, like hinder the process, is that supposedly you're supposed to let, and this isn't just go for immigrants or anything else, this is like even if you're adopting, unless the council placed the children with you for adoption, you have to let your local council know if you're adopting children. You have to give them 3 months notice. Well, no earlier than 2 years before the adoption application, and no later than 3 months before the adoption application. So this is where I actually sent the notice to the council a day before I sent the application forms to the family courts. So but the application said that you had to do that, and it said if you don't, it may may make your application not get approved. So it doesn't mean it has to be. So I'm hoping that the fact that I put all 3 girls on the same application, and that I got it in to the courts before Allison turns 18, that they'll look at it and they'll say, well, we're not going to just let him adopt 2 of the 3 girls. You know, that's going to make her feel like, you know, so everything's in, the adoption papers are in. And what I would want to say to Michael is, like, it's sad because I'm happy and I'm thankful. Thank you for giving up your rights to the children in order for Steve to be able to adopt them legally. But it's also sad that he was willing to do it so quickly without a second thought. And I don't think he was doing it in a way to help the kids or me or Steve out. I think it was just so that part is sad. But this way it's going to be good for the girls too, and for them being dependents of Steve, because even though he's their stepfather and there is like some legality to that, it's better financially, and even being immigrants in the UK and everything else, it'll be better for them, especially with Allison becoming an adult, if they're if they like have a legal parent that's a British resident. So this is really, really good for them. So in the end, even Michael giving up his rights to the girls so that Steve is able to do this is going to benefit the girls. Whether he did it intentionally or not, it was a big sacrifice, and it's going to benefit the girls. So I'm really happy about that. I'll stop babbling about it, but I got the applications in last week, like on Wednesday or Thursday I posted them. So now we just have to wait and see, and just wish me luck that everything works out. So now I can breathe easier with that. You know how those things are, like applications, and like there were so many things. Like I needed to make 3 copies of each application. I needed to get certified copies of the birth certificate and the marriage certificate. I had to get, and then 2 copies of the like our passports and our visas, and like it was just like so much stuff, you know, the paperwork. I can't complain because I don't have a job outside of the house, so some people are doing this kind of crazy stuff all the time for different things, for work or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I feel like it's a door closed. There's nothing else I can do now except wait, although obviously if they say no to the adoptions and there's an appeal process, we will appeal, but I have to just wait now. But I can breathe easier with having something on my to-do list that's been on there for months. And the next thing we have to go over now is Allison is turning 18. It's very complicated now with her schooling. So she's in college right now, but she wants to go to university next year, but she might have to take a gap year, because we've got to figure this out, especially with if the adoptions go through, then Steve is her legal guardian, so then she should be able to be like kind of like qualify for. So the way they do it here, you get student loans for school, but a lot of people live off those student loans so that they can go to school, pay their tuition, and live and all that stuff. But you don't have to pay your student loans until you make a certain amount of money. So a lot of times people like can live for years and they haven't paid off their student loans because they've never got to that income, which obviously we would like to hope that you get to a nice income. But Allison, because the visas we're on, we're leave to remain. We're not, what's it called? Indeterminate leave to remain. We don't qualify for any benefits, including those student loans for Allison to go to school. So for Allison to go to university, we have to pay out of pocket. I have RESP. I have an RESP for her in Canada, but with the exchange rate, we'll have to see how much that equates to, and I don't know that it's going to be that much for her to be able to go to university here. So she might have to take a gap year. Yeah, indefinite leave to remain. That's what I was trying to say, Samantha. Thank you. So it's very complicated. So this is what we're on next, is her turning 18, what it entails for university, which is annoying because I just put in the application form for the adoption, but she has to apply for university like yesterday type thing. She has to apply right away for university. So it's a bit more complicated when your child's turning 18 in a foreign country, you know. That's the other thing with the adoption process, with like so many of these things. Like I had no idea if Steve wanted to adopt the kids. I didn't even know if the paperwork had to go through the Canadian government because we're Canadian, or if it had to go through the British government because he's British, or we live here. And obviously now I know it's because he's British, he lives here, they live here, that it goes through the British government. So yes, I'm happy that the forms are in. I can breathe, and on to the next thing, as well as her getting her driver's license. It's different here for that as well. People just don't seem that inclined to get their driver's license, and you can't even sit behind the wheel to practice until you're 17. So it's like, what's it called? Samantha, you can put the words into my mouth if you want. A learner's permit, kind of, no, what's it called? It's not a learner's permit here. It's or maybe it is. You put an L on your plate, isn't it? A L, like a big L that is magnetic, and you put it on your car, and it means that you're learning to drive. And so you get that permit first, like your driver's license that says you can drive, that you can be behind the wheel with someone who, and I can't even teach her to drive because it has to be somebody who's had a British driver's license for at least 2 years, and I haven't had mine for 2 years. Oh yeah, provisional. Yep, that's the right word, provisional driver. Oh yeah, so do they put a P on the car? Maybe it's a P, not an L plate. L sticker. I can't remember. Yes, Samantha, you can, and that would be great because Steve is scared to teach Allison to drive. So even though he's taught his other kids, he's scared to teach Allison. So the other thing that we want to do is, like, even if we put her in driving lessons, we need to, okay, it is an L plate. We need to she needs to get a car, or we'll get her a car that, so that she's practicing and doing her lessons in the car that she'll do her test in, and then she'll drive that car after. So, yes, Mom, it's a learner's there. Here it's called a provisional, but you put an L on your car, a big sticker L. And I think in Canada, you guys are starting to get things like that, like magnetic letters or some way of identifying cars that are new drivers, or yeah. So when you have an L plate on, when you have the big L sticker thing, it's a magnet that goes on your car. That means that you're learning to drive. And then Samantha says, like, you put it to a P when you have your license, but you're a new driver. So it shows that, you know, that you might make mistakes on the road and everything else because you're a new driver. So I think it's a really good idea. And Michelle says, yes, we have N and L. So learner and new driver, I'm guessing. Is that what the N and L stand for? I don't know. But it's a good idea to put those out there. I mean, it's even like, you know, the baby on board things that people put in the back of the car. Not that you shouldn't drive safe all the time, but obviously if you know there's a baby in a car, you're going to take extra precautions. So it is important to put those L's, and you know, there might even, we should get an F for foreign driver. And I'm not being funny. I'm not being racist either. I'm saying that even as somebody who comes from Canada, who drives on a different side of the road, and some of the rules in different countries are different, right? So if you put like an F on your car, this isn't a thing. It should be though. So you know a foreign driver, or you know that again, you might treat them a little bit differently because they might make a mistake, especially when you're learning how to do roundabouts with more than 2 or 3 lanes. N is for new driver, L is for learner. Yes, yes, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay, so let's see, what else did I have to talk about? Adoption, done. Workout, not done today. Christmas decorations, talked about that. Pancakes, we made pancakes today, me and Erica. So, okay, so New Year's resolutions. I have 3 resolutions, and I realize I'm talking really loud, but that's just me. Okay, first resolution is reading more, because I keep buying more books, and I'm not even a bookworm. Like my sister Melody, she's a bookworm, and Tina, she is all about her books, and she's a teacher. But people who don't like reading, I used to say I didn't like reading all the time, but this is what I say now. Nobody hates reading or doesn't like reading. You just haven't found the right thing to read. Because if you're able to read, it could be gardening magazines, it could be sports magazines, it could be car manuals, car magazines, whatever. Like, when you find a subject that you like and that you're interested in, you will not put things down. You want to learn more about that. You want to know everything, so you will read. Even if you're reading graphic novels, you will read. It's not that you don't like reading, it's that you haven't found something that you're interested in reading. So I have so many books that I keep ordering, and they're not just in one genre either. Like yesterday I ordered a book about, it's a comedian's like memoir. His name is Phil Wang, and his you can look him up on Netflix. His thing might be on there. It's Philly Wang, his like special, his comedy special. And yeah, I really like Phil Wang, and so I just ordered his memoir yesterday called like Side Splitter, that's what it's called. But Steve will probably enjoy reading it too. And then the day before that, I bought another book. I keep buying books. So anyways, oh yeah, okay, so New Year's resolutions. First one, read more, because I can't keep buying books and wanting to read all the books that I own if I don't read more. So I'm trying to fit it in wherever I can. I am trying to read more. Second resolution is spending more time with the family. That means like making memories with them, like playing board games, watching movies with them, because a lot of times the family movie night or whatever, everybody would sit down and watch a movie, like Steve and the kids or whatever, and I'd be like, yes, time to myself, I can get stuff done while they're watching a movie, and I would never sit down with them and watch the movie. So I have to make sure that I'm spending time with them and making memories. Third resolution is use it or lose it. So again, and I've been working on this for years, but I'm really going to make it my priority to clean house, like get rid of things that we're not using or we don't need. So those are my 3 resolutions. And today me and Erica made pancakes, And that was not only, and I'm not gonna look at those things as a like, oh, she wants to make pancakes, so now I have to help her. And I'm looking at it as I spent time with her. We're making memories. So yes, those are resolutions. I don't know if anybody else has resolutions. No, those weren't my okay, Santa bought all the kids' underwear. Those were Allison's, the ones that you're thinking of specifically. But if you look in the kids' pictures, if you look at all the gifts, the piles of gifts, everybody got underwear for Christmas this year. The kids did. I didn't get any. I don't need any new ones right at the moment. Audiobooks, I know, I do have some audiobooks, and I have Audible, so I do get, like, I get you get a credit every month, so I can get a new title, and there's so many, like, free books and stuff to listen to on Audible as well, even Audible originals, but that doesn't help me listen to the ones that I already own, or read the ones that I already own. But the other thing is that, I mean, lots of people, we like the physical book, but I also, like, I take pictures of the book, the pages, and then read it on my phone. But yeah, Audible is great, except that I don't want to pay for a title that I really want unless I want to listen to it, unless there's a reason to listen to it. Because there was a title that, it's called Magpie, and it's by Elizabeth Day. And I listened to her podcast, How to Fail. It's about how to fail. She talks to celebrities and stuff over here in the UK, and not just celebrities, but people, and you talk about your 3 biggest failures and how those have shaped who you are now, because we grow and learn from our failures. So it's How to Fail by Elizabeth Day, and she has a book called Magpie. Yeah, Magpie, and she put the first chapter on her podcast, and I listened to it, and now I want to listen to the whole thing, so I need to buy that on Audible. So I do have Audible books as well, but it's different reading, isn't it? So, and I listen to podcasts and stuff all the time. I have my headphones on all the time, but those are my my resolutions. So yes, I like the smell. I know I'm weird. Oh, of books? You like the smell of books? No, that's not weird. Speaking of smells, I am trying to use up my old, I have those air fresheners that, you put batteries in and it spritzes every 8, 15, or 30 minutes. And I have them up in the house, and I'm trying to use up my old, winter and Christmas fragrances that only have a bit in them. So in this one here, where I am, it smells like gingerbread, and it smells really nice. So there is a nice smell in the house over in this corner right now. But in the kitchen, I know you don't necessarily want smells in the kitchen when you're cooking, because you want to be able to smell the food. That's why if you ever go to a restaurant that has candles around on the tables or whatever, they'll never use scented candles, because you don't want it to interfere with the taste of the food, or the smell of the food, or both, I guess. But in the kitchen, it smells more like a pine forest or something, I don't know. But yeah, so let me take a drink and think about what we're going to talk about next. Hope everybody's New Year's was good, but we talked about that last week. I don't have any books to tell you guys about this week, because I'm trying to get through the ones that I'm reading. And journaling, I'm doing my journaling still. That's very important. I slept in today, which is a good thing, because it's nice that I get the option to sleep in, but it's not, because then I don't get as much done in a day, and I probably get more sleep than I should. Michelle says hopefully 2022 is a smooth year. And I do hope that, and I'm not trying to be, a negative, what's her name? Like a Downer Debbie Downer? Yeah, that's what it is. But, is any year ever smooth? I mean, even if the most of the year goes smooth, there's usually challenges for every year. But I do hope that you have a better year than you have been having the last few years. But it's crazy, because 2022 started and there was already so many deaths, within, the first... So, I don't think I talked about this last week. Yeah, I did talk about this last week, so I don't need to go over it again. But Alex, the 20-year-old who passed away, and who got stabbed and passed away in Saskatchewan on New Year's Eve, it's still an investigation. No one's been arrested for his stabbing, and that's really sad. I hope his family gets to be able to, find out exactly what happened, and that somebody's charged for that, because you can't just stab people because you're not happy and kill people and it be okay. So it's devastating. It's devastating when it happens to anybody, and then it's even more so when it's someone that you watched grow up for 7 years while we lived in Meath Park. Yeah. So I hope that 2022 is smooth for everyone, but at the same time, we're going to have challenges. It's just the way life is, right? So, what else? So after the Christmas decorations come down, I will put some, when Amy and James came over to visit a couple days ago, and then James said, what are you going to do when you take the Christmas decorations and Halloween's done and everything else? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'll decorate for Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, there's Easter and spring, and I got stuff for every season and every holiday and everything else, so don't worry. And the nice thing is that some of the red stuff that I have for Christmas, it goes into the Valentine's decoration. And it's so weird how even just having in the dining room, having a red tablecloth and having a few heart things and the red, right? And it just the way it feels. And then when I change it to the shamrocks and the green tablecloth for March for St. Patrick's Day, it just changes the whole feeling in this. And when I have a light colored tablecloth on in the spring or summer, and then when I change it to the warm brown or whatever color for the autumn, it just changes the whole feeling of the living room and dining room in the house or whatever I decorate. And that is I love it. I love decorating for the different holidays. Michelle says, so many houses in my neighborhood decorate for every holiday all year. It's awesome. It is a North American thing, and yeah, so I mean it's coming over here a little bit more, but you see pictures of it on the internet all the time for people doing it, but it is more of a North American thing. I really wish I had a covered porch on, not that anybody can see the front of our house anyways, but with all the rain here, it's hard to decorate or put things out in front of the house, at the front door, because it's just even pumpkins at Halloween and stuff, they're just gonna rot from the rain. So, and I don't want other things to get so wrecked, but I get jealous of sometimes when I see the old country homes in North America with the big covered porches, and they have and I don't mean covered porches indoor porches totally enclosed. I just mean a porch with a canopy covering, and you can put you can just do a whole set design on your front porch. Absolutely would love that. But okay, so we're getting new doors. I've told you guys that before, part of the home renovations. We're getting oak doors, but because we're putting in oak doors that are sitting in the caravan, in the guest house, waiting to be put in, we're putting in oak door frames. Did we order them at the same time? No, because we decided the door frames after. So, unfortunately, the door frames won't be here until the 17th or 18th, and then Fred, our joiner, will start putting them in then. He has some other things that he can decorate. I mean, he can start working on now. The electricians, it's the new year, so at any time now, they'll let us know when they can fit us in, and the electric work will start being done. So in the kitchen, they can put in all the electric sockets, and then we can, once that's in, the kitchen can be installed. Still haven't officially ordered the kitchen, but it's designed, and we just have to pick out the few little lighting, front of the counters and cupboards and all that kind of stuff. But the lady who did our design for our kitchen and everything is off until the 18th as well. So that's where renovations and all that fun stuff is at the moment. Michelle says, I have styrofoam pumpkins and wood Christmas decorations. Yeah, I have some things that can go outside, but it's just you know what I mean. It's just, and we have a lot more rain here than you guys do on the prairies, so it's just miserable. So things don't have a chance to dry out either. So I just got to be careful with what I put out there. Obviously, styrofoam would be a good option, or plastic, but it's still yeah, I don't know. But like I said, nobody sees the front of our house anyways unless you come up to it. I see it when I come into the door, but then I don't leave very often either. But that's okay, because every year I'll just do something different and it'll get better and better. But yeah, I'm really excited. Wow, been rambling a half an hour already. And did anybody who has watched this from the beginning will know that I was actually on time today, actually a few minutes early. And Mom, are you vouching for the fact that I've been rambling for that long? But yeah, so that I was on time for a change. Let's just make note of that because it doesn't happen very often. I swear that the tagline for the rambling hour should just be, sorry, I'm late. The other thing about like decorating is that, I mean, I love things like, even like these. This is a smaller one, but it's some of these things you can't really pack away into bins as well. And you just got to be careful when you put them up into the loft or into the basement or garage or wherever you put it, because you don't want your decorations to get wrecked. I even changed my necklace today. I have so many necklaces. I would love to play dress up more, but then again, it's like, it's how many ingredients I buy, and I would love to bake more or cook more, and I buy like all this, and I have all these scrapbooking things because I like to scrapbook more, but I don't have enough hours in a day to do everything that I want to do. Oh, I also decided that, yeah, Michelle says space to store them too. I am needing a shed, LOL. Yeah, I know, I know it is, because I love decorating for every season, but you need to put the stuff somewhere. Sometimes I look at those pictures on, like, you know, Pinterest and things where they've decorated their whole house, and I think that looks lovely, and it's great that you do it for every season and everything, but where the heck do you store all that stuff after? Like, they must have another house just to store all their decorations. But, okay, so in the past, we have had where the kids would help, or well, they would make dinner sometimes and everything else. Well, the other day Aurora wanted Alfredo. She was craving Alfredo, so I'm gonna go look tomorrow when I'm gonna go to the shop and see if I can find some linguine or some fettuccine so we can have fettuccine Alfredo. And I thought I had chicken in the freezer, but I'm out of chicken breasts, so I'm gonna get some chicken tomorrow. And so she wanted, so if I can make like chicken fettuccine Alfredo. But then I thought, well, why am I making it? She can make it, so that's what I'm going to do on... I was going to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because nobody wants to do anything on Mondays, and then Fridays, no one wants to really do anything either. But I'm going to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because if somebody makes something on Monday, there might be leftovers for Tuesday, and then you don't want to start a new recipe on Tuesday, and you'll just... Yeah, unless it's stuff that you can freeze for meals. But I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the girls are each going to have a day, and they're going to be making the meals, and I'll be there if they need help or whatever. But it's time that these kids be doing, not only, I mean, it's one of my resolutions to spend more time with the family. Also, they need to know how to make, like, the more things they know how to make, the better for them and for us. And, it shouldn't be just me making the food all the time when they're absolutely capable of doing it. Trish says they likely have a company come do it and supply the stuff. Yeah, especially rich people, like really rich people, when the houses look like sets, basically. But then sometimes when I look at those rich people's homes, their houses look really great like that, but there's no like personal character to it. And I like the personal touches too, like homemade Christmas decorations hanging, or the fact that this year I framed one of mine and one of Steve's winter paintings, right? And things that make it yours. Like, yeah, there's just some, I'll show you guys something. Okay, so one house when I was dog walking, there was this Christmas tree made out of sticks that I really liked. So I took a picture of it so I could make my own. And it's been years and years and years, and I still haven't made a copy of it. So this year, I printed the picture off and put it in a frame so it adds to the Christmas decorations until and if I eventually ever make one. But the other thing about making one is the same thing that we talked about, storage, because it looks like it's very, like you got to take care of it to do that. But, and Michelle says good for them to learn cooking and independence. Thank you. Well, they do know how to cook some things, but like I said, it's the adding recipes onto their talents, right? So like I said, it's even like the fettuccine Alfredo. Like, I mean, Alfredo sauce from scratch, not just in a jar, because they could do that. They know how to make pasta. They know how to cook chicken, and so they could dump the sauce. But I'm going to teach her how to make Alfredo sauce from scratch. It's not the healthiest sauce, but God, is it good. Hang on one second. There, I'll add the actual picture underneath in comments, but I love this. It's so simple and it's so cute. And I even thought, like, if you have a dog that likes playing with sticks and brings home sticks, you could even make something like this out of all the sticks your dog brings home. So yeah, I just put it in a frame and added that to the decorations. I'm going to show you guys something else. This is my favorite picture for Christmas this year. So family, in the past, people would send pictures in, you know, you'd send out a Christmas card and you'd include the kids' school pictures or a family picture. And I loved that. And I loved having family and friends pictures in frames and everything else. Trish says, I let Georgia make dinner one night when I was out. Came home to the fire department. We need a bit more practice. Oh my gosh, Trish, that's funny and scary at the same time. Michelle says, okay, going to shovel. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Michelle. Love you. Okay, so yeah, I love like family pictures and friends pictures of the kids and everything else and putting them in frames and everything else. So now, because not everybody sends Christmas cards and not everybody sends out family photos, but lots of us will post them online. So I have been stealing them, and some of them I'll print off, which is the same as if they sent it to me. So, but this year, one of the Christmas pictures, this is the other thing about family photos though, even if you do a theme, it's a good idea to do a neutral family photo as well, because if someone's like me, they're not going to want to have an autumn background picture or a Christmas background picture up in their house all year long. But I'm going to do this thing where part of my Christmas decorations are frames. So I want to get like 4 different frames, like say a big frame where you could put like 6 pictures in, and I'll buy 4 of them exactly the same, and there'll be a spot on the wall where there's a hook or whatever to hang it, and in that frame will be different pictures for different seasons. So I'll grab this other one, because you have stuff like this. This is one of my very favorite photos for Christmas, and that is my mom's mom, my grandma, and she's sitting on Santa Claus. And this was a gift for all the grandkids one year. So this was like, I love this picture, and this is the first year that I have have it in a frame. This is actually a print of the, I don't know where I put my original. I think it's in a photo album in Canada still at my mom's house. But yeah, so I printed it off and I put it in a frame. So things like that. And then this is the one I was going to say. This is my favorite family picture. I'm so jealous of the background. I absolutely wish, but it's so North American with the truck, the red truck and the Christmas and everything else. This is my cousin. Actually, I think I saw Daniel signed on to watch this. I don't know if he's still watching now, but so this is his wife Lisa, and she became Lisa McDermott when she married him. So Daniel McDermott, Lisa McDermott, and their 2 kids. And I just love the background and the picture. So I stole that, printed it off, and put it in a frame, because it was part of my Christmas display this year, my simple Christmas display. And so the one of Grandma, the one of them, this one, and the last one for my Christmas display in pictures this year was this year's favorite picture, which actually was taken before Christmas. When Samantha was over, she needed to borrow some Christmas jumpers, like Christmas sweaters, and we were going through it. So it has the Christmas hats and stuff in it too. And Danielle had a hat on, and she got Uncle Steve to put one on, and then I added this background. And this is my favorite picture this year of the Christmas stuff. But so I added the background, and like I said, it was taken before Christmas, and he's wearing an Oilers jumper in it because he's just sitting on the couch. It was just a normal picture. It wasn't planned, but I just think it's such a sweet picture, so I printed it off and put it in a frame too. So I had those on my thing, and that's part of my display. So I want to do that. That's what I said about, like, it's one thing to make things look like a show home, like a display of, you know, the different seasons and everything else, but what are you putting in that is personal, that, you know, like the stocking I sewed when I was in grade 8, and my mom has this thing that my brother made that I love. It's a Santa, and I guess, so I've always wanted it, but my brother made it, and it's my mom's decoration, and it's made out of an old, I'll try to find a picture if I have a picture of it. I'm sure, actually, I think I do. I think I have a picture of my nephew, Breton, who's 20 now, but when he was a kid, he was holding it in front of his face, and it's made out of like a half of a jug, a big bleach jug or laundry detergent jug or something. It's a half of it to make Santa's face, and it has like wool hanging down from it and like a Santa hat and everything. It's really cool, and my mom puts it out every year, and it's like one of my favorite decorations of my mom's house. I think it's so awesome. And my brother made it in school, and I've seen some other decorations. Auntie Diane made something that I really like, and then who was it today? Oh, Lisa Vreeland, Lisa McDermott Vreeland. You know, I had her as a guest once, that lives in Florida. She was talking about her daughter. Her husband, Nathan, said to their daughter that she had to clean up all her stuff. And she says, I only have to clean up my stuff. And he said, yeah, your stuff. And she's like, oh, well, I made this for you. So it's technically yours now, not mine anymore. And it was like this little Christmas tree, and it was all wonky and like a kid's Christmas tree, and it looked good. And obviously Lisa said, a cheeky little girl, like she'll probably be a lawyer when she's older because she's arguing her. But yeah, and there's just those things that, you know, frame them or do something with them, those things that make it personal, and that it's not the same as everybody else. It's not something they can get on Amazon or at the local shop that everybody can have the same. So what is it that makes your decorations or your home feel like a home, like personal, like, so yeah, if you have a big painting behind, maybe you can't paint, but I'm sure somebody in your family or friends can. So instead of having a big painting that you bought at a shop that looks nice but doesn't mean anything to you behind your couch or wherever, get one of your, you know, your friends or family who paint, and see, you know, just add those things to your house that are personal, that are made by somebody or make a difference. That's what I like seeing in people's houses when I go, is all those things that you wouldn't see anywhere else, or the things that make their home theirs and add the personality and such. Yeah, so I don't know what we're going to do next week. So Allison's birthday's on the 13th. That is my firstborn child. That is the child who made me be a mom, and she is going to be 18 years old, which means that I have successfully brought a child into the world and got them to adulthood without getting rid of them or killing them. You know, your offspring. But it's, yeah, so it's a milestone for that. So that's on Thursday. I don't know what she wants for her dinner yet, for a birthday dinner, because I get to choose something for their birthdays, like what they want to eat, whether it's something made at home or takeaway that we bring into the house, or in the past we used to go out to restaurants, you know, back before those COVID days. And then like I said, we're going to try and get the older kids here so we can finish our Christmas. Have happy Ukrainian Christmas to everybody who has celebrated that in the last week. All my friends and family who are Ukrainian, or if you celebrate it because someone in your friends and family is Ukrainian. But yeah, happy Christmas. And what else? And Steve, and so Samantha's oldest, Tyla, will have her birthday on the same day as Steve's, which is on the 26th. So we have that coming up as well, but I'll see you guys before then. But yeah, I don't know what next Sunday entails for the Rambling Hour, but we will see. I have some things planned in my mind, but I need to really think about these things and actually do something besides getting ready a half an hour before I go on. But even if it's just me rambling, that's what it is. It's Rambling Hour with Lisa, and I love the interactive, you know, like I said, it's like having coffee with an old friend. But I like the interaction, because even if it's just you writing and me babbling, it gives us things to talk about. And I really feel like I love that, like, some people will be here every week, and different weeks bring different people. So it's really like I had an interaction with that person and those people that I missed and everything else. So I love the different dynamics. And if you're watching this at a later time where I'm not live, so I won't see your comment until later, then that's fine too. But I love these Rambling Hours. I love that you guys know where I'm going to be, same time, same place, basically every Sunday. And then people who have time and when they have time can drop in and say hi. And in the long run, I don't know what this is preparing me for in the world. Maybe more public speaking. Maybe it's just practice being on camera. I'm not sure. But on those days when I'm feeling like, maybe I'm not going to do my Rambling Hour, maybe nobody cares, blah, 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 feeling about the universe always gives me some kind of sign to say, no, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Keep doing these Rambling Hours. Even if it's just somebody telling me, oh, I love your Rambling Hours, or, you know, whatever, just keeps me going. So yeah, I do. Sometimes even if I don't know what I'm going to talk about, or I don't know how they're going to go, or I feel like no one's going to watch, I still know that it's important, I think. Even if I only have one viewer, or if I say one thing that makes a difference to someone, or like I said, even the interaction, when people write comments to me, it makes me feel good. So I need that as well so there is a reason for these, even if I don't always remember it or know what it is. I don't know what to talk about. I'm stuck. For dinner, well, like I said, we made pancakes late because I woke up late. We made pancakes late, so there is pancakes left over. And then yesterday we had the easy staple go-to quesadillas and tacos. So there's beef and left in the fridge. No chicken because I don't have any chicken. I need to buy more chicken. But there's beef left in the fridge for tacos and everything else. I ate some pancakes for lunch, so to keep my carb count down, I'm just going to have a taco salad. And by taco salad, I don't actually mean taco salad. I'm just having a beef salad. So minced beef, lettuce, tomato, onion, peppers, and some hot sauce. Then that'll be good for my dinner after my workout, because, again, I haven't done my workout yet. And then maybe I'll get some reading in, maybe not. Maybe I'll just go to sleep. Steve usually gets home around between 11 and midnight. So, and then the week starts all over again tomorrow. Everybody's at school. Well, except last week was a really, really short week because, like I said, the kids had to stay home because of the COVID thing. And so everybody, Tom and Steve went to work on Wednesday, and the kids went back to school on Wednesday. So it was only Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that everybody was out of the house. And I was working on the adoption stuff, so it's not like I had, like, well, relaxation time. But, so, yeah, this will be a normal week again. Monday, everybody going to school and work, and me getting on with things. But, I'm a bit nervous and anxious about the home renovations. I don't want to, I want things to stay tidy, and I want everything to be ready for when different renovations start, but at the same time, unless we have a date on the calendar, like the door frames arriving on the 17th or 18th, I think it's the 18th, but I have this anxiety of when are things gonna happen. And I've been dreaming about the new kitchen, and I'm just so excited, but at the same time, it's not just like snap your fingers, new kitchen, it's done. It's, like I said, first the electricians have to come in and put all the plugs and everything in where we want them. So that means that things are already in the way for them to put those things into place. So everything in the kitchen has to be moved for that. And then when the when the cupboards and everything go in, plus countertops, and like it's going to be like, and as people who've already done this kind of thing know, we are going to be living with cupboards and stuff in the entranceway and everywhere, and there's going to be days that the cooker is not going to be working. We'll be cooking out of the microwave and maybe eating takeaway or whatever, just trying to get through. So it's not like it's just like, yay, this day, and the kitchen, you know, the kitchen's going to get here and everything's going to be done in 1 or 2 days. It's going to be a process, and the end result is going to be totally worth it. But I know that there's going to be a few weeks there that it's going to be a hassle to get to things, to find things, to try and function. But I am absolutely willing to do whatever we need to do, and I'm very, very excited for the new kitchen. So yes, wish me luck with all of that. Nobody is commenting. Nobody's really commenting, so I don't know what else to talk about. I need a haircut. Samantha's parents have gone to New York, so when they get back from New York, they just went on a little holiday, so when they get back, I will book in for haircuts. I dyed my hair today to get rid of the, the white hair roots, because, it's not flattering, it doesn't look good, so. It's like from Home Alone. Oh, that's what Mom was saying, yep, too. It takes a long time. She's talking about home renovations and kitchen being redone. And Mom, I know you probably remember when your kitchen was being done, having things in boxes or bins or the old cupboards or whatever. And then you're like, where is this thing now? Where did I put that? And how am I supposed to make this? And, like even finding a different place to plug in the microwave until it can go back in the kitchen or however. And depending on the size of your house, it's not always easy to put everything into a different room while they're working on that room. Like, yeah, it's a lot of cupboards to come out of the kitchen, and you're not going to just throw them outside, especially if they're good cupboards that you want to, like my mom, those cupboards went up into my to a house that my auntie owns that my cousin lives in. So, you know, you're not going to just throw everything outside to get wrecked. You have to find somewhere to put them, and you want to keep them to keep everything in until the new ones are in so that you can transfer the stuff. And so, yeah, it's going to be an entranceway, and I would say, oh, we'll just put them in the garage, especially because the garage is attached to our house. But the garage is full of stuff, and that's where the electricians and the joiner and everything have to work out of. So we can't put them in the garage, but our entranceway is going to be like, look like a kitchen for a while with all the cupboards and everything in, I think. And now, like I said, even though I said I'm trying to keep everything clean and ready, I just realized now that, like, literally the kitchen is going to have, well, things are going to have to either be pulled out or, like, emptied for the electricians. It's probably, honestly, just easier in the end to take as much out of the kitchen as I can for the electricians, because it's going to have to be out of there for the cabinets and stuff to go in. So maybe I do have something to do until the kitchen's ordered and the electricians come back. Maybe I'm going to have to figure out and start emptying and moving things in this next week. But that's all right. I don't mind the hard work. Like I said, all of it's going to be worth it. It's just so frustrating when you don't know where to start and what to do, and you don't want to do one thing and then they're like, oh, we didn't need that done yet. We have to work on this. And yeah, I just feel like, yeah. But give me a list, tell me a date, tell me what to do. Say we need this room cleaned and emptied or whatever, and then I'm doing it. I'll do the work, the hard work. That doesn't bother me. What else? Just reading. I'll try and read. And I have other things that I need to get done as well, but nothing as pressing as visa applications or adoption forms or anything like that, I don't think. Like I said, I have to work on the RESPs. Yeah, that is the scholarships and figuring out what we're doing with Allison for university, if she's going to take a year off, and then hopefully by then she'll be legally adopted, or when we, after 10 years of living here, when we can apply for permanent residency, then we can get indefinite leave to remain, then she'll qualify for the scholarship, the student loans to go to school. But that isn't until, well, we've been here just over 7 years. So October was 7 years, so 7.5 years. So 10 years is still 2.5 years away. Is that right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So she wouldn't be able to go to school for 2.5 years. Like I said, things could change with the adoption if the adoption is approved, but I don't know how long that takes and whether it will be or not. So, I mean, we're hoping for a yes with that. So it's so complicated, and I will keep you guys updated on that. I don't know anything else that I need to update you guys on. Everybody's healthy and happy at the moment. Everything's good. And yeah. It's so nice to dress up for a change. I don't get out much, nor do most of us right now, still with the COVID stuff going on. We're trying slowly to get back to somewhat of a normal. Well, Samantha, I don't know if you're still watching or not right now, but if you are, we have to have our Christmas as well. Samantha came before Christmas and gave me and Erica our gifts, but we haven't given Samantha and her kids their gifts yet. So we need to plan something and get together and exchange gifts. So let me know when you are available to get together and we can do that. And like I said, the Christmas tree here is still up and it's all decorated, so it'll feel Christmassy when you guys have time to come and visit, especially now that COVID has left the building and everybody's back to being healthy. I don't know. You know, even though we did the rum balls and the chocolates, that was a Christmas special for my rambling hour, there's no reason that I can't do other recipes or things from the kitchen. Oh yeah, never mind. Why am I even suggesting that? I mean, you can give me suggestions for things that you'd like me to cook or do anything else, but I'm not going to set up the kitchen again until after the new kitchen is ready. And then I'll be so excited to come live from the kitchen. But until then, yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm not doing anything with the kitchen. Ignore that. Yeah, so I don't know. Everything looks so snowy, like the snow on top of here, and this looks literally like the waves. It reminds me of the waves of snow, like when it drifts I miss the snow in Canada. I know that my Canadian family and friends who are watching are like, you wouldn't miss it that much, especially when you have to go out and shovel and everything. The other day when my mom was, she video chatted me, and she had just come in from shoveling, but she had to take a break because her face was too cold. And I was like, oh, I guess, like, would it bother you if I told you that I just mowed the lawn? Because even though it's the middle of winter, my grass was like getting too long. And you don't mow it as often, and I still mow it on a high setting because it is winter. But yeah, it's so weird that my mom's doing all this shoveling and she had to take a break and didn't get it all done because her face is too cold. And on the same day I'm out in January, sorry, mowing the lawn. What else can I tell you guys? I'm waiting to hear from, the recipe thing. I'm writing out recipes and I put them on the recipe cards, you know, the just standard recipe cards. But I have this that I got for Christmas. I can't remember if I told you guys this last week or not, but I have the Echo Show. It's like a Alexa. I don't want to say, you know, I just call it an Echo because most people have theirs set up as the Alexa word. And I don't want to say it because then it sets their Alexa off. So I'm just going to call it an Echo. And if you have yours set up to respond to the word Echo, I'm very sorry. But I have the Echo Show, which is basically an Alexa, but with a screen. So it's about the size of a mini iPad. And I love it. And so what I want to do is set up a Google photo album that, like, so all my recipes are, you know, the recipe cards like that size. I'll take a picture of the front and the back. And I'll have a Google album that I can look, and then on my Echo Show, it'll show me the recipe just like as if the card was sitting there. So that is one of my plans, and something I've been doing is copying out recipes onto recipe cards so that they all look nice and match. Thank you, Mom, for the pancake recipe. I don't know if you're on at the beginning, but me and Erica did make pancakes today, and they turned out very lovely and good. And it was my first time using my griddle. Like, I have it's not as big as my mom's, and there's another name for it, a Japanese name. It's like a Japanese grill. It's like a big flat surface for grilling things, and my mom makes her pancakes and stuff on that. And me and Erica used that today. I think I may have used it once in the past, maybe not, but today we did use it, and it worked amazingly. It made the pancakes really, really good. So, yeah, I am going to say, I'm going to bid you adieu. I think that's how you say it, like saying goodbye now. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a good week. Next week is whatever we will be doing for the Rambling Hour. It will be the last episode of season 5, which means that not only do I ramble a lot, I literally ramble a lot. That, you know, season 5, episode 12 coming up. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this at a later time, later date. Let me know if there's anything, any subject or anything that specific that you'd like me to talk about or do on my lives. I can't juggle, so that won't be an option. I'm very clumsy. So yeah, but I love you guys. I will see you next week. We'll see what fun we have, you know, what we'll be doing then. I might even have a guest. And have a great week. Take care of yourself. Self-care is important, so have a bath, take some time to read a book, or just video chat with the people that you love. All right? We will see you next week, and have a good Sunday and a great week. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.